At first, the silence was a novelty, a rare gift that wrapped itself around me like a gentle cloak. But soon, its weight grew heavy, turning peace into an echoing void that pressed against my every thought. No more noisy dinners, no more phones ringing at odd hours, just quiet, the kind that softens the edges of a restless mind. Peace, even, though fragile, like glass that could shatter at the slightest touch.
But peace has a way of curdling when it overstays its welcome.
I sit in my armchair, the same one I've sat in for 27 years. Outside stands the oak tree we planted when Marjorie turned 50. She's gone now, leaving behind only the faintest trace of her presence. So are the others, vanishing like shadows at dawn, until the house feels like a grave of memories. Frank was the first, his laughter silenced in an instant. Stroke, sudden, merciless, leaving us stunned in the hollow quiet that followed. He always joked he'd go quick, never one for long goodbyes. In the end, he got his wish, though none of us were ready for it. We didn't even get to say goodbye, the moment stolen before we could grasp it. What remains now is only the ache of words left unspoken. Then came Cynthia, her battle etched in every fragile breath. Cancer, slow and cruel, claimed her piece by piece until nothing was left but silence. I sat by her hospital bed, holding her hand as she slipped away. After that, the rest followed like dominoes, each loss toppling into the next. Grief became a rhythm, steady and merciless, echoing through the hollow of my days. James, Ellen, Martin, Ruth, names that once filled the room with life and laughter. Now they linger only as whispers, fading echoes in the corridors of memory. Names in my phone that don't light up anymore, frozen reminders of voices I'll never hear again. Each one feels like a ghost waiting silently behind the screen. Chairs at the café, untouched. Drinks still on the menu, though no one orders them now. I do, sometimes. 2 coffees, one with cinnamon. Then I sit alone. The world doesn't pause for grief. It marches on, relentless and unyielding. Meanwhile, we stumble through our sorrow, trying to keep up with a rhythm that no longer feels our own. Grocery stores still open, their lights bright against the gray of loss. Traffic still honks, a constant reminder that life moves on, even when ours feels paused. Maybe that's the way life goes on, through ignorance and noise. I have photos, a whole box full of them. Each one a frozen fragment of a life that once was. They stare back at me, silent witnesses to moments I can never reclaim. The edges are yellowed, worn by years and memory. Faces blur, frozen mid-laugh, echoes of joy that feel distant now. They seem more alive than I do now, caught in moments I can only remember. I watch them from the shadows of my own quiet existence. I talk to them sometimes, whispering into the emptiness as if they might hear. I even wait for them to answer, foolishly hoping the past might speak back, as though memory could grow vocal cords, giving voice to the ghosts I carry. I strain to hear them, but the silence answers every time. Yesterday, I caught myself dialing James's number. I only realized what I was doing when the call failed, the line dead and unyielding. In that moment, the weight of absence hit me harder than before. It's strange how muscle memory persists, guiding my hands through motions long after the people I once shared them with are gone. Each gesture feels automatic, haunted by echoes of the past. People say I should make new friends, join a club, volunteer. But how do you replace decades? The years woven with laughter, arguments, and quiet companionship. Time isn't something you can swap or mend. It leaves only its empty spaces. New friends ask questions, probing for stories I can barely summon. Old friends new, their understanding silent, woven into the fabric of shared years. The hardest part isn't loneliness, it's being the last keeper of the stories. Knowing that when I go, the laughter, the secrets, and the small ordinary moments will vanish with me. They live only in memory, fragile and fleeting, waiting to be remembered. The little details no one else remembers, all of it will go too. Sometimes I wonder if they're waiting, somewhere beyond sight and touch. A part of me hopes, while another knows it's only a wish against the quiet. Not in a religious way, but maybe in some space beyond time. I imagine them gathered around a table again, voices blending in laughter and familiar banter. The scene feels alive in my mind, a fleeting comfort against the emptiness. Half-empty glasses, crumpled napkins, laughter caught in the air. I see Frank rolling his eyes at Martin's bad jokes, a grin tugging at the corners of his mouth. Their familiar banter echoes in my memory, warm and painfully distant. Cynthia arguing about music, Ellen trying to get a word in. And I like to think they left a chair open for me, a silent invitation I can carry in my heart. It's a small comfort, imagining myself part of their eternal gathering. Until then, I keep waking up, each day a quiet march through empty rooms. Life goes on, even when the ones I love do not. I water the plants, coaxing life from fragile green stems. I feed the birds, small rituals that make the quiet more bearable. I write down stories before they vanish completely, because maybe that's the only thing left to do. Remember. So I do, every day, holding on to these simple acts as anchors in the silence. They're small gestures, yet they give my days a fragile purpose. The kettle steams in a quiet kitchen, filling the air with warmth and soft, hissing whispers. Its familiar sound is a small comfort against the weight of emptiness. The notebook waits beside my bed, pages blank yet heavy with unspoken thoughts. Each night it beckons quietly, a companion for the words I can't yet release. The plants stretch toward the light, reaching for warmth and life with patient persistence. Their quiet growth is a gentle reminder that life continues, even in solitude. And I sit, watching the oak tree, still here through years of change and loss. Its steady presence mirrors my own, a quiet testament to endurance.